well. I totally just spat on myself. Like, I said holler, and it just went... like one of them slow-mo raindrops on a leaf. Oh, I felt it straight away. I bet that looks awesome on camera. If I was a lesser man, I would restart the show because I just drooled all over myself. Like, Sylvester Stallone style, or maybe a bit Arnold Schwarzenegger. But both of those dudes are cool. Therefore, I'm okay with it. Hello to you all. We did check in the chat. Everybody's feeling pretty fucking good. I'm feeling awesome. Welcome to the Daily Preach for Thursday, the 6th of September. And kind of like Friday as well. And why do I mean that? I go on vacation tomorrow. Woo! I'm going to a place called Whitby in Yorkshire. Whitby Bay. I'm going there for possibly 2 to 3 nights. I will certainly be back by Monday, which is cool as fuck. And I've been working my balls off to make sure all the videos are cool and stuff over the weekend. So there's no web show, there's no workshop or anything like that this Saturday. This is my break before the Mists of Pandaria kicks into action, where I become a hermit crab and just live in this room for the next 2-3 months, producing quality content for you guys and making sure everything is hunky-dory. Very important time for me in the channel. So this is my quick break. I'm going away tomorrow afternoon-ish. Emma is undecided, and of course she is in charge. When she decides it is time to leave, that is when I shall be leaving, and we're not sure what there is to do there. So a lovely email if any of you guys know anything about Whitby. Is there anything to do there? All we keep hearing is Dracula stuff is there. Isn't he from Transylvania, you know? I don't know. For everything I remember, like Count Duckula, he came from Transylvania, and all the Dracula movies I've seen, the one with Gary Oldman in it, Keanu Reeves, kick-ass, was in Transylvania. So what the hell has Whitby Bay got to do with it? I don't know, but apparently there is a beach there, an English beach, which will suck. But we could take Ben as well. So Ben's coming with us, we're going to be taking him out. So I'm going to breathe life back into the YouTube channel, Preach and Ghost, which is our daily sort of IRL channel that we did, which is like us with the camera doing our daily business, talking to you guys about various things. I filmed my first one in, 2 months? Today, on my phone. I thought, you know what? I'm going to be away on holiday. It's not gaming related or anything like that. So I'm going to film it and then make a little short IRL stuff and stick it up on that separate channel away from the main channel. So if you're not subscribed to Preach and Ghost, that's the name of the channel, it's on YouTube, go check it out. It's very, very rare we put videos up there, especially as I do a daily vlog chat with you guys anyway. But when we do, it's usually pretty cool. You've got Ghost going to download, you've got us trying to move the couch, the drug dealer couch that we picked up. All that kind of stuff is on there. Let's go check it out. Let's talk about games. This is why most of you are here to talk about games. So let's talk about World of Warcraft. Why not? Because this is going to be my final daily of the week. There is no daily tomorrow because I won't be here. So this is the final daily. Enchants. The fuck is up with enchants? You know what's cool? Enchants. You know what are too expensive? Enchants. You know what aren't cool enough anymore? Enchants. And you know how easy it is to make cool enchants? Not very. Fucking enchants. What the hell is up with enchants these days? They've become so boring. My God. They need a slap. Who the fuck is the guy at Blizzard that keeps making some enchant to attack elementals? Who the fuck is that guy? Why has he not been fired? I feel like I'm on fucking crazy pills here. Why does that enchant keep appearing every expansion? Causes 3,000 damage to elementals, bros. Who is making that enchant? I hate you. Die. My God, stop being involved with the game, please, for the love of God. And I know some people out there are going to be like, hey, you know what? Sometimes that enchant is cool. Suck my nuts. Are you kidding me? As if you're going to be like, I have never heard in my entire fucking life this comment. Guys, can I have the same weapon I already have again so I can enchant it with Elemental Slayer? I have never heard that in my life. You know why? Because that would be fucking retarded. Are you mad? What the... Who is that guy? I feel like he's Brad from accounting, who's like fucking, you know, like the son or the nephew of one of the lead developers, and like they're all in the meeting, and Brad's like, why don't we do another elemental enchant? They're like, yeah, sure, Brad. You go ahead and do your elemental enchant and collect your paycheck, you fucking asshole. Let us make the real enchants, right? Fuck Brad. Brad needs a slap. Stop making that enchant. I'm fucking serious. I'm sick of seeing it when we see... Because MMO Champion did the big enchant overview today. And it was the top one. Elemental Destroyer causes damage to elementals. Oh my fucking Christ. Stop making it. Please, do us all a favour and stop having it in. It's so annoying because it's like, you don't have to make it, you know what I mean? You don't have to use the Dragon Soul buff, you can do it without the buff, you know? You don't have to use the Elemental Slayer. It's the fact, it's in my fucking spellbook, and I go, have materials, and that fucking thing pops up. I just, God bless anybody who accidentally enchants their weapon with that thing, and then goes, shit! God fucking damn it, Brad! Brad! You had one fucking job to do, is create a decent enchant. You came up with that one. Go and die, Brad. And then they're contacting your GM. Hey, you know what? I accidentally enchanted my weapon with Elemental Slayer. You, for some reason, made it a really top-end enchant. It cost me a fortune. Can I have it removed, please? And they're like, yeah, I guess so. Fucking Brad. I hate that guy. Seriously. I hate seeing that enchant up. There's no... It's just so useless. Nobody wants it. Anyway, moving on. You know what? Being old school, I remember seriously cool enchants. Quick poll to the audience. You have just been very lucky in your Black Temple pug run or whatever, and you have your Warglaive. What enchant do you put on your Warglaive? Do 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 do. Yes! You put Mongoose on it. Unfucking questionably. If you see a guy with Warglaives and it doesn't have Mongoose on it, you say, dude, what's your real ID? You get his real ID, then you go in the interwebs and you go to 4chan. You find out where this guy fucking lives. You get in your car. You drive to the airport. You fly to his country. You drive in a taxi to his house. I don't care if it costs you £3,000. You knock on his door and say, dude, are you this guy? And he's like, yeah, why the fuck are you asking me that? That's my in-game name. And you stomp on his face. Are you fucking kidding me? And how old is that enchant? 2 expansions old. Yeah, it is the only choice for cool weapons is to have Mongoose on it. Where's my Mongoose? Where is it? Where's my fucking new Mongoose? Again, I feel like I'm on fucking crazy pills with these enchants. Where is my Mongoose? Where is my fucking Wrath of the Lich King Mongoose? I don't care what it does. I couldn't give a shit. I don't care. Enchants are statistically boring. Crusader gives you some strength. Alright, I don't care. You know why I have Crusader? Because it looks fucking awesome. My character explodes into light when Crusader procs. Mongoose has fucking lightning shooting out of it. It's so good. Executioner is another good example. Executioner looks awesome. It's got the fucking shit flying up it. It looks cool. Where are the good enchants? What happened here? Did someone say... It's like they thought, you know what, statistically, in terms of the stats in game, enchants are pretty boring. This one increases spirit, this one increases haste, this one increases this and that and all this kind of shit. We get it. We don't care if they're boring. We've just got our weapon of awesome. It may have taken some of us a hell of a long time for that thing to drop or to craft, whatever it is. But enchanting it is sealing the fucking deal. It's putting the stamp on your weapon of awesome, and you want that. And the enchant should look cool. Landstide looks terrible. Banana Executioner? Who thought that was cool? You really couldn't be asked to put a new graphic on Executioner? Really? You just changed the fucking colour? It looks like crap. And that is the best enchant. That is the best one. You can't even tell if people have it, but you know when someone's got fucking Mongoose because there are lightning bolts shooting out of his hands. He looks like fucking Zeus gone crazy. Please, for the love of God, do some cool enchants. We don't care what they do. We're always pigeonholed into this enchant. Oh, Power Torrent is the best. Okay, so everybody's going to get Power Torrent. If everybody has to have Power Torrent, that is one enchant that you have to make look cool. One out of dozens of enchants that you have to make look cool. You know why? Because every fucker has it. We have legendary weapons with Power Torrent on it, and it looks like garbage. It looks like crap. It doesn't even look like it's enchanted properly. Am I fucking wrong? Am I fucking wrong or what, players? You know? Text me. What are you texting me? When he notices what? Alright, I'm taking a break right now because everyone's telling me about something. Read up. You're not wrong. Check weapon elements list. You had that pick wrong. There's 2 guys. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, elemental damage. I don't even fucking care. Look, You can rage all you want about the wording being different. It still fucking sucks. This is even worse. It has less of a purpose. This thing has less of a purpose now. Permanently enchants and melee weapons and sometimes inflict 3,000 additional elemental damage. I can go to sleep reading that fucking sentence. I can go to sleep reading that. That is so fucking dull. It's rubbish. It's garbage. It was the same thing in the previous one that did the elemental stuff. Who fucking cares? It's awful. It's fucking shit. Get it in your heads. It's a shit enchant. Regardless of the wording, it doesn't matter. It's slightly more useful than just doing damage to elementals, yet it still fucking sucks. Am I right? Am I right? It's still fucking terrible. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But thank you for correcting me anyway. To point out, the crowd did point out that Elemental Slayer, whatever it's called, does elemental damage, not just damage to elementals. Either way, it can go into the toilet and be flushed. It's fucking shit. Absolute garbage. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And more the point is they don't look cool. This is the big point. Enchants should look cool. Oh, that's ice cold. That's awesome. Enchants should look cool. The new enchants do not look cool. We tried them out. They don't look cool. Everybody's like, you've got to get Mongoose on your weapon. That's 2 expansions old. Really? 2 expansions old. Get it together. We know there's going to be 1 or 2 enchants that we use. If you're a caster, you're going to use this one. If you're a melee DPS, you're going to use that one. We're okay with that. We prefer not having to go, well, what's the math on these 8 enchants that are slightly different from each other? We prefer that. We're okay with it. All we ask is that when we get our Weapon of Awesome and we enchant our generic enchant of whatever on it, it looks fucking cool. Why? Because we've worked our asses off to get that weapon. We have worked our asses off. I don't want to pick up a legendary axe, a legendary mace, something like Shadowmourne, and just stick some enchant on it that's like a little silvery cloud glow. Oh my god, how boring! So boring. I absolutely detest it. Enchants need a complete overhaul, in my opinion. We're okay with them being just a few. Am I right? We're okay with them just being a few. We're okay with that. We don't want to go into mad depth about the fucking style of the enchants, okay? What does it give us? We don't care. We just read a thing. We come to my channel. We go to a website and we say, what's the best enchant? It's that one. That's the one I'm going to get. And that enchant costs you a fortune. Right now, what do they cost? Like 2,000 gold for a landslide on the server? Like 1,000 maybe? 1,000 gold on a decent server? Maybe 2,000 on a big server? That's a lot of money to some people. And a lot of people go, 2,000 gold ain't shit. It is. It's a fucking lot of gold. To a lot of people, that is a lot of gold. It's a lot of gold. It's a lot of daily quests, people who aren't sure how to make money elsewhere. It's a lot of grinding to work up to your big enchant. It's okay with all of us who've got access to enchanters. I've got 3 enchanters that are capped. 3 capped enchanters. Getting landslide doesn't mean shit to me. I can get it easily. I've been playing this game for fucking years. I'm talking about the people who just picked up the game, have 1 level 85. Probably has fucking alchemy and herbalism or something like that, which makes sense, right? They have to pay 2,000 gold for it, or 1,000 gold. 6k on 6,000 gold on Sargeras for a landslide enchant. 1.3k on Khazgrogath. 1k on Jabethos. I think 1k is more realistic. 500g. It's over 9,000. Of course it would be over 9,000 somewhere. I want to hear your thoughts on the YouTube video and the comments. These guys are posting all sorts of stuff, but generally trying to troll me about the miswording the Elemental Slayer, for which I'm forever apologetic. It still sucks. Brad from accounting still needs shooting, because that enchant is fucking terrible. It should stop being there. It should stop making people think, hey, how often does this thing proc? Should I get it? Should I test it? No! No! You shouldn't test it. You should leave it alone, because it's bad. Leave it alone. And this is when Blizzard walk in and, of course, redo it. So it's, like, super awesome. Thank you, Blizz, for that. We appreciate it. Always. Preach game. You aren't wrong, preach, damn it! Well, either way, it's a shitty enchant. We can all agree on that, which is cool. Okay, a couple of things then. One, this is the last daily, and I've really overran on my rant about enchants, but that's my topic for the weekend. That gives you, like, 4 days to discuss that topic. Oh, no! I re-fucking wind. I know what we need. Just popped into my head. I want to see the crowd reaction to this one. Okay, we're okay with there being a best melee enchant, maybe a best ranged enchant with, like, the shooting the bunnies and shit. That's along the lines of where I'm going with this. And we're okay with there being a best caster enchant. We're okay with that, right? We're cool. We just want them to look cool. So why bother trying to make other enchants that are possibly cool when they're not? they're just not worth it, okay? If it comes down to landslide being 1,000 gold and elemental justice, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, being 900 gold, we're getting landslide every single time. It's not a question of money, it's a question of what is better. Simple as end of story. This one is better, I will get that one. As long as there's not a huge, dramatic increase in price, we will get the best one. We will do that. I think the next step down is Hurricane, which gives us haste. That's fine. It's cool. That's really cheap. Then we can get Landslide later on. We get better weapons. Awesome. Why don't we just have fun enchants? Why haven't we got that? Why have we not got Enchant Weapon Clown? Enchant Weapon Clown randomly turns your opponent into a random mob from World of Warcraft. I think that is fucking hilarious. It doesn't, even if people are like, oh my god, I don't want to get turned into a fucking ogre or whatever, then have it turn you into something. You know what was really awesome about Deathringer's Will? It turned you into something. It's still just a DPS trinket. It's the same as having a license to slay, which has hit and fucking strength on it. It's still the same thing, but it was so cool. It turned you into Tonkas and shit. That's fucking awesome. Why haven't we got an enchant like that? Why have we just not got an enchant that is purely hilarious, that you can have for fun in 5-mans, where having mega enchanted weapons doesn't mean anything? You can use a lower down weapon, and you can enchant it whatever the hell you feel like, 'cause it's fucking funny. Why haven't we got that? Why? That would be awesome, right? Just complete shipping, just complete fun enchants. Things that make crazy things happen. It makes it rain over your character. I don't care what it does. It makes fucking ponies jump everywhere. Every time you run, a trail of ponies follows behind you. I don't care what it does if it's funny. If it's just something fun. Instead of trying to make, oh, well, we can't just release... This is the problem, right? Blizzard can't release 5 new enchants or 10 new enchants, which is like, what? Some sort of movement speed and mastery on boots, movement speed and stamina on boots, some sort of fucking haste on boots for people who don't need movement speed. Alright, so there's your 3 boots ones, then you've got your legs ones with the patches, that's fine. Belts are a buckle, so we don't need to do shit there. Some sort of generic stat increase on gloves, strength, haste, hit, whatever, fucking boring. Then you've got your bracers, again, generic stat increases, boring. Then you've got your chest, 20 stats, so what is it now, 50 stats or 80 stats or some shit like that? Just some fucking stupid stuff that's really boring. We don't get excited about enchanting 80 stats on our chest. Nobody went, oh, 80 stats! Oh, that is creamy. That has never happened. It's like, what's the best stat increase on chest now? Oh, it's now 80 stats. Okay, can you do 80 stats on chest? Yes, I can. Thank you very much. That's not interesting. No one gives a shit. No one gets the chest and goes, can't wait to slap some 80 stats on that chest, boy. It's going to be fucking awesome. You wait till you see my chest with 80 stats on it. It's going to be killer. That has never happened in the history of time, okay? Never, ever happened. Oh, what have you got in your chest? 150 stamp. Dude. Nice. No, that's never fucking happened, has it? No one's ever done that. So all I'm saying, we have his shoulders. We don't even have head enchants anymore. We've actually reduced the number of enchants. Now, because we've got all these ones, which is like 3 or 4 per slot, Blizzard can't just release those generic enchants. Like 3 per thing. So it's like weapons are the coolest part. Weapons are always going to be the coolest part of enchanting. They're the bit that's awesome. Not just expensive. It's like, the only thing I ever care about with like gloves and braces is how expensive the good ones are. We're always like, oh god, how expensive is this going to be? Because I'm in like a decent guild. I need the best enchants. 35 strength, 50 gold. 35 strength on gloves is like 50 gold, right? 50 strength on gloves, 2,800 gold. And you're just like, oh, dude, really? For 15 extra strength? That's the only reaction. Enchants are actually a pain in the ass for a lot of people. Enchanting just sucks in general for every other slot besides your weapon. You want to drop 2,000 gold on your weapon, because it's your weapon, right? Even healers feel that. It's only tanks who get pissed off with their weapons, really, because we never get good ones. Besides Thunder Fury, which was fucking awesome. But that was back in vanilla, so we can't count Thunder Fury anymore, right? So we just get shit on. All we want is one really good enchant for our weapons, and then let's have some fun ones. Let's have one that permanently makes you into a pirate, so you don't have to keep finding deviant fish. If you've got your pirate thing on, it's my heroic weapon. I want to be a pirate. I want to be Noggenfoggered. Enchant weapon Noggenfogger. Yeah! I'm so cool with that. Change the appearance of your character. We put so much effort into transmog. Why not make your enchant do stuff? Really? Are you really going to not do your heroic because you haven't got landslide in? Only really the purest of the pure DPSers are not going to do a 5-man heroic at this level without having their landslide enchanted weapon. Everybody else fucking cool. So I would go with the deviant enchant. Enchant weapon deviant. Enchant weapon Noggenfogger? I would love that. I'm sick of having to spam Noggenfogger to stay in Undead Bones mode on my characters. I would just love the enchant to do it for me. Why the hell not? Trinkets do it. What's the problem? What is the issue, really? Fucking preach for president. Thank you very much, guys. Like, awesome. Cool as fuck. Alright, couple of things. Good news. One of the other reasons it's been good news, good mood, should say, before we finish up and I have to go to puppy class, is we're firing up the Preaching Ghost channel again. There should be a video going up there tonight, hopefully. I'm going to edit another video tonight, which is going to come out on Friday, and another one which is coming out on Saturday, and they're going to be sort of like scheduled uploads. So you're going to get those. I don't know how scheduled uploads work with YouTube, really. I'm not sure if it pops in your sub box or whatever, but there'll be content coming out regardless. I didn't want to leave you with nothing to see from us, which is cool. We were talking about purchases today. We have a little bit of money to spend on something. But we've got a list of things about to buy. Which is, you know, it's always the way, isn't it? It's like, oh, I need to get something. What's the priority? So I was talking to Ghost about what is the priority of things that we really need. An example is we want a really good capture card. What does a capture card do? It makes streaming much easier and much less intensive. It also allows us to add consoles to the channel as well. And we've got access to like 1 million little arcade games, which is me and Ghosty against each other. And that's always fun because we're both sort of in your face sometimes. So it's good entertainment, is me and Ghosty trying to compete against each other and say something like, you know, fucking Mario or whatever. It doesn't matter. I just picked that up because I saw someone say they want enchant weapon Mario. Awesome idea. I would love anything that could turn me into Yoshi, Mario, Luigi. And if I can be Peach, I'm down. But most of all, Donkey Kong. If I could turn my warrior into Donkey Kong or even a gorilla and then he charges by doing that, I'm sold. I'm paying for that enchant. It's fucking awesome. So we want that. We also want the to buy the lights because the lights... so we're asking for your advice. What do you think the priority should be? Should it be more content that we can put up with better quality? So the capture card would make our streaming to 1080. Some of you pointed out on the video where I was announcing the web shows that the quality was fantastic. It's the same camera, but my PC cannot handle streaming live video camera 1080p without going all to shit. A lot of you will remember the sort of streaming issues we had in the past. We were trying to do too much. It's a lot going on with streaming and stuff like that. A capture card would make that easier. This would be in 1080p. The gaming would be in 1080p if we were to do more streaming, which we kind of want to do. And also it would enable us to do sort of contests between me and Ghosty with the PlayStation and Xbox that we have. The other one is the lighting, so it would be more green screen orientated. Do you want to see a big return of the green screen like in the old videos where I presented things to you like a discussion? Along with that is a sort of radio mic, because I can't do a green screen with this thing next to me, you know? Well, I can kind of, but I can't move around. So there's all sorts of options. I'd like to see what you would like us to see advance first, because we're going to do them all eventually, but we need to go step by step by step. Or just more games. We can spend the money on just more games. One of the big games we wanted to do, and we can't because of money, is Transformers Return of Cybertron. Ghost is a huge Transformers fan. I'm a huge Transformers fan. It's co-op. We thought we'd have great fun doing that. But it's like £80. We can't just justify dropping. We won't make that back in revenue for that game. That's something we have to consider now as a budget. We have to like say, how many people will watch us play Transformers versus how much it's going to cost us, and it doesn't really line up. So, you know, things like that is something else to just consider. I wanted to talk about the best thing that really put me in the best mood is sometimes I get the most horrendous, horrible messages ever, which is part of being on the internet. I'm fine with that, no issue. Don't generally just delete them, no problem. But sometimes I get emails from you guys which are like, wow, that is like one of the most amazing things I've ever read. And I have no idea that what I do comes across that way. Lacazette sent me such a message. Lacazette, who's in the chat right now, a salute to you, my friend. I read his email, literally brought a tear to my eye. And then he's like, I don't know how to take that in, you know? It's like too much, in a way. But for me, for what I do, I'm just a guy in the room who loves playing games and helping other guys out. That's all I like to do. And ladies. That's it. And then someone says, you know what? You've really helped me out and stuff like that. And it's like, wow. You know, I kind of hope, in the back of my mind, I kind of hope that maybe I get a chance to reach somebody like that. And I got another email from another long-term subscriber as well, which was really similar. And they both came on the same day. Things tend to come in good packages. So I'm hoping everything is cool right now. So I got that email, and I got another email from another guy, and I was like, wow, this is kind of overwhelming. Emma finds it difficult to separate. I spoke recently with family members. My family's all into gaming, all into stuff. I'm very supportive of everything that I do, and I'm hoping it's going to turn into something brilliant in the future, which we hope it will. And they were asking me about my involvement directly with fans and stuff. And I said, one thing you need to bear in mind is that Preach is not always the same as Mike. It was one of the things a very close family member. There used to be a trio of ballers, okay? There's me, Andy, and the hero of the team. One of the things the hero pointed out to me was, when you're streaming, that's not exactly, on your videos, that's not exactly how you are. And it's, why is that? He said, well, because I'm a different person when I'm gaming. It's not like a show. I'm a different person when I game. I get much more things flying out of my head than I do, like, talking in a cafeteria or in a restaurant or something like that. I'm not screaming at people in a restaurant, calling everybody out for what they're doing, and then saying, oh, you knew what the fuck you did. But nobody's doing that, right? Nobody's sat in a restaurant behaving as they would behind the PC, especially when they're aware people are listening to it, you know. I will quite happily sit quietly for sometimes, but I don't think I will put many videos out of me sat quietly playing a game. Like, it's a cool game. I'm sure many of you would want to watch that. I wouldn't want to watch it. I try and make all my stuff as something I would want to watch, although I don't like watching it. So I was talking about the separation of Preach and Mike. There is a definite separation there that exists, and rightly so. That's how it should be. And Emma just knows me as Mike. Okay, Emma's, we've been with us for nearly a decade. She's just Mike. She never really got the gaming thing. She's never been a gamer, although she's playing Guild Wars 2 at the moment. And trying to spend real life money on gems. The fuck is that? And then this she doesn't get it. So when we were at Gamescom and people were asking for photos and stuff, and I was talking to them and I was asking them about their characters and whatever, she didn't really get that. She's like, why would anybody give a shit what you have to say? You're Mike. You're the guy who I wake up with in the morning. She's like, what the fuck? She doesn't get it. And then I was like trying to explain it. It was because they don't see Mike, they see Preacher. The guy who's bringing you all this good stuff. And that is awesome when I get these emails from you guys who are like almost completely touched by something odd what I put out. I think that's extraordinary. They're far too big and personal, really, to put out over the internet. Needless to say, I do get those emails. I do read them. I can't respond to each of them individually. I do read them all. And they're pretty fucking amazing, it's got to be said. Okay. Get me all emotional. Right, I've got a question, and then I'll take quick questions, but I have to leave in like 10 minutes, guys, and that's no bullshit. Otherwise, Emma will come and destroy me. Quick touching here. Hi, Preacher. I play WoW just about every night for at least an hour or so. Almost all the time, it's solo play. I've never been in a guild. I ignore most requests to join a group because most people are dicks. And I do random dungeons to get gear. I have 2 level 85 characters and a bunch of mid-levels, 50s to 60. I play variety because I get bored playing the same class all the time. Is that weird? Are there many other players to do the same thing? I mostly watch your vids for the guides. Okay. It's not weird anymore. I don't think it's weird anymore. I think it would have been weird 4 years ago. 4 years ago, you would have been clambering at the hilt to get in a guild. It was almost impossible to do anything without being in a guild. Absolutely, incredibly difficult. But you've fallen into a trap that is sort of, how can I word this? It's like the new generation of WoW trap, or better yet, the new generation of MMOs trap. All these MMOs start off this way now because of what WoW has done to the MMO market, which isn't always a good thing. Other MMOs tend to attract, as it is, people from past MMOs. There are a lot of new people joining the MMO world and are taken aback by its scope, but coming to a different environment that we started in, and I started in, and Ghosty started in, and a lot of the people here started in. And that's really crazy. Ghost is banning my fiance. That's funny. And that makes things really sort of weird for me to relate to and to give you a proper answer. As I say, 3 or 4 years ago, it would have been incredibly odd to do that, because you couldn't do anything without being in a guild. But that's not the way the game is anymore. You can complete everything you want to do, essentially, without really pushing raiding and pushing really high, without taking it to the extreme levels, which are very enjoyable, by the way. I'm not trying to put you off doing anything. pushing yourself past this solo barrier, this bubble world that you tend to live in at the moment in World of Warcraft, is a good thing, because there are really spectacular emotions and experiences to be had that cannot be found in the solo play environment. Looking for raid gives that illusion of success. We've talked about this in the past. The illusion that is pulled over your eyes. Almost like, I don't want to say the Matrix, but it's like this complete false world that's pulled over your eyes for the sake of appealing to people. As you've said, you've existed in the world as a complete solo player, but it's not a solo world. However, the way the game is now is that you can exist in the world in a solo existence. You can completely be a part of the world in a solo respect, because everything you feel like you want to do. I have seen the latest content. You have. I've done all the dungeons. You have. I have taken part in the battlegrounds. You have. There's something very different that lies above that bubble and outside the bubble. It's not weird what you do, but I highly, highly recommend you try and get over it and move out. By get over it, I think all people are dicks. That's just not the case. Not all people are dicks. You're going to find, I'm not going to pull a random percentage out of my ass, but I'll say a high percentage of people in reasonable guilds that aren't lol invite you, we have tabard, and you can have a guild bank access, which seems to be quite a big thing now. Well, obviously there's nothing good in it, otherwise you wouldn't give random strangers access, which is just common sense. Getting past those to the guilds who require you to apply and require you to take that next step, I really encourage that, because a high proportion of those people will be really cool. And they'll be really friendly, they'll want to play with you, and you'll build long-term relationships. I would be lost without knowing there's people out there who I've built a long-term relationship up and never met. I think that's a really important part of what I do, is I can relate to the fact that over years I've built strong personal relationships with people I have never met in my life. And I talk to them every single day, all the time. I talk to them more than I would talk to real-life people, because there seems to be some sort of illusion, like, oh, your best friends, which is kind of true for me. I suppose my best friend does live very close to me. My best friend lives very close to me. But I have very few people I would say are really good friends, because that is very hard to find really good friends. Tons of acquaintances, hundreds of acquaintances and pals and buddies, people I would hang around with. I have no problem going to a meeting of 10 or 12 people who I know in some fashion and having a great time. But really close friends, that's hard. That's really hard. That's like finding a really good partner in life, you know? And it's not unusual to think that that person who I can relate with that closely lives in, like, California, as far away from me as I could possibly be, like Genji. Genji is my example there. Genji lives as far away from me as anybody on this planet could possibly exist. Yeah, he's one of my closest friends, and I have never met him in my entire life. That's what can happen if you breach the bubble. That's what will happen. And the way I met Genji, I've known Genji for nearly a decade. I talk to him pretty much every single day. He runs past things with me. We talk about things. We play games together. And if I go over there, which I hope to for BlizzCon, I will certainly be bringing him along. And finally meeting him and ruining my whole example. But the point is, the chances of meeting Genji was I was playing a game called Neocron, an MMO, and people ran past me and saw that I was unclanned, ungilded, and said, would you like to join? And I said yes. And in that guild was a guy called Genji. And 10 years later, I don't speak to anybody else from that guild at all. Not to say I've fallen out with them, and if they came back, I would speak to them regularly. But out of 10 years later, me and him have been through so many things together. He was one of the first people I spoke to when my father died, who was an online person. In fact, he was the first. First person I spoke to after my father died was Genji, who was in the online world. Obviously, Ghost knew, my family knew, right? That would be fucking weird. But when I finally logged back on, I spoke to Genji before, and I logged an alt, and I spoke to Genji, and he was like, you know, and he's had some issues with his father in the past and all this kind of stuff. And I spoke about that, and I felt really comfortable doing that because he was a close friend. And the rest of the people I didn't give a shit about. Point I'm making is, yes, you can totally do what you're doing and carry on, but you will never experience the great things that exist in World of Warcraft by living in this solo environment. These really, really magical things that exist out there. I'm going to finish on such a good note. I love it. What a great way to end my dailies for the week. There's great things out there. Break out of your bubble. Take a chance. So all I'm going to say to you is take a chance. Take a chance. I'm going to call it there, guys. I've got to go to puppy class. So I'm away for the weekend. So there's no daily tomorrow. No daily tomorrow. So don't tune in tomorrow at Friday. Don't tune in over the weekend. Like I know so many people like to tune in at 5 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday. Don't do that. There's no web show, so nothing at 8 p.m. There'll be some content released over the channel. I did screw up today's video. I accidentally uploaded the rough cut of the tanking video. But I recommend, with all my heart, I know you guys love the silly little things, like the 2-minute cheesing of DPS. The video I've done today, which is tanking, and my mindset of tanking, is far more valuable. It's one of the things I create, and I know that if every tank who's just getting into tanking or has been in tanking for a while and is still unsure would watch, they would all benefit from. But I know it will get less views. Because that's the way the world is, you know, that is just the way of the world. But this video I've released today, check it out. If you've ever considered tanking or you're tanking and having trouble, go and check it out. It's awesome. Have a great weekend, guys. Seriously, have a really, really good weekend. It's important. I will be uploading stuff to the daily channel. There'll be a video tonight, and then I'll do the rest of the videos when I get back on Monday. I'm not going to do any work while I'm away. Okay, so I leave tomorrow afternoon. Awesome. Any emails you want to send me that you might want a response to, send them now. I will be leaving tomorrow afternoon, Friday. Take it, you ballers. Have a really fucking good weekend. I'm serious. Use your weekends wisely. My cock's glowing. Awesome. Look at that. How holy am I? I'm holier than now. I've got a glowing cock. Oh.